Okay, so today we want to talk about the fact how selling is critical and selling is helping, not convincing. Many of us have the wrong perception about selling in our businesses, and so many of us do not engage in selling in our businesses. And we need to understand that if you are going to become an entrepreneur, you need to learn how to sell. All right, many people talk about the genius of Steve Jobs, but the biggest, in my view, of his genius was his ability to market and to sell. Right, so it is critical. There's a reason why books are called best-selling author, not best written author. There's a reason why books, right? When you see a New York Times bestseller, it is called a best-selling author. Listen, that has always, fascinated me, because when you see a book that is written, what is the main thing about the book? Is it not what is written? It's what is written. So, why do they call it best-selling author? Why didn't they call it best-written author? Because what you write is not as important as what you can sell. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Listen, everybody can write. Anybody can pick up a pencil and start to write. But how many people can sell what they've written? So selling is critical, super critical. Listen to me. Everything else you do in your business costs money until a sale is made. Staffing costs money. Retreat costs money. Marketing costs money. Everything, rent costs money, salaries cost money, driver costs money, fuel, everything else you do in business costs you money until a sale is made. It therefore surprises me that people don't pay enough attention to selling and to sales in their businesses. And as an entrepreneur, one of your biggest tasks is to learn how to sell. So that's why we're talking about it today. Now, I believe that one of the biggest reasons why people do not do that is because of the misconception they have. As a matter of fact, right? And give me a hands up, by show of hands, let me know if I'm talking to you now, right? I can almost guarantee that 90% of the people watching this video today do not like selling. I can almost guarantee if you are here and you don't like selling, listen, just put your hand up, okay? All right? You will not, don't worry, you're not the only one, right? Listen, 90% of people watching me today, right? Whether you're watching this video after or right now, you don't like to sell. You don't like to convince people. You don't like to talk to people about buying your product or service. You don't like it. And I'm hoping that today, in this very short time that I have, I can convince you otherwise and help you to see otherwise, right? Why? Because, and the reason is very simple. Selling is not selling is helping. Selling is not trying to convince somebody to buy what they should not be buying. We have had a very wrong conception about selling, and that's what I want to talk about today. So the reason why many people don't get involved in sales, they would rather do anything else in the business but sell. And the reason why many people are like that, a number of reasons. Number one, they have the mindset that when they are selling, they are disturbing people. That you are calling somebody that you should not be calling, you are disturbing them on a Monday, Tuesday, they have better things to do, etc. And I'm going to tell you why that is a flawed way of thinking. And the second reason is that they think that selling is manipulating people to buy what they don't need. That is not what selling is. That is what you have said it is. It is manipulation. Selling is not telling people to buy what they don't need. Selling is helping people solve their problems. And I'm going to explain that to you in a moment, right? Selling is about getting a lot of rejections, because as human beings we don't like hearing no, so we think that selling is about getting as many no's as possible in this life. That is nothing can be further from the truth, right? Selling is not about any of those things that you have said. Selling is about helping people and not trying to convince anybody. The reason why is this: you cannot change any person, right? None of us have the power to change other people. You cannot manipulate other people per se, and you cannot do it sustainably and successfully, because none of us have the power to do that. Selling is helping people get to a goal that they have decided that this is where I need to be. Let's give an example. Let me give you an example. Imagine that you are responsible for student registration in your secondary school, right? You run a secondary school or a high school, depending on what part of the country or the world you're in. You run a high school where people come from year 5, year 6, and they try to enter year 7 within your school, right? In Nigeria, we call it secondary school, junior secondary school, and senior secondary school. Now, let's assume that that's the role that you play, right? Now, Imagine that you go into an auditorium, right? And in that auditorium, there are 1,000 parents who all have children, some of them one, some of them two, some of them three kids, who are in that same exact place where they are trying to move from primary school into secondary school. And you run a secondary school, and you are in that gathering of 1,000 parents who have kids who are looking to go into school. Your school capacity for the level that you are looking to recruit for is 100. I want to ask you, what are the chances that you will get more than 100 people to apply in that room on your school? What are your chances? Your chances are probably maybe close to 100% that you will get that. Now, imagine a second scenario. So that's scenario A. Imagine scenario B, that you go into a stadium where, imagine the Bernabeu of Real Madrid, right? Santiago Bernabeu, or Barcelona's Camp Nou, right? Imagine that in that stadium there are 100,000 people, 100 times more than the people that were in that auditorium that we just talked about. 100,000 people, all of them all manners of football fans. Some of them are parents, some of them are not parents, some of them are junkies, some of them are drug addicts, some of them are alcoholics, but they are all in that stadium. And they gave you the microphone and said, listen, you have 10 minutes to convince everybody here that has a child to attend your secondary school. I want to ask you a question. Under which scenario, scenario A, which is 1,000 people in a room, or scenario B with 100,000, will you get more people to sign up for your school? Please put it in the comment section. I want you to please respond. Please respond. Please put it in the comment section. Under what scenario are you going to get more people to subscribe to your school? If you said scenario A, then you have answered correctly. And the reason is very simple. The difference is not the fact that you said something differently in scenario A than scenario B. Your pitch in scenario A is the same with your pitch in scenario B. Your tone of voice in scenario A is the same with your tone of voice in scenario B, right? The difference between scenario A and scenario B are the curated audience. The difference in A and B are the audience, not you, the person that is trying to convince them to send their kids to your school. Why am I saying this to you? When we talk about sales, sales is about curating the right audience and giving them a solution that you provide. Sales is not about trying to convince somebody who doesn't have a child that is in a place where they are trying to go into secondary school to come and then look for a child to come and put them in that school. It's not going to work. That's why many people are frustrated, because sales is not about convincing. Sales is about helping. And I'm saying this and I'm passionate about it, right? Because many people have the wrong perception about sales. Sales is not about convincing people to do what they did not want to do. Sales is about finding people who have an objective similar to the one that you provide solution for, and helping those people choose your objective or choose your solution for their objective over every other person. So the biggest work of a salesman is not in talking to people. The biggest work of a salesman is knowing who to talk to. Hey, did you get that? Did you get that? The biggest work of the salesman is not knowing what to say, is knowing who to say it to. Because that's where the work is. Many of us have spent our time talking to anybody. You see somebody, they come into your store, right? I mean, in fact, that one is even good. You see somebody on the road, you're like, okay, come and buy clothes in my store, in the shop opposite you. The guy has not told you that he's looking for clothes. He has not told you that he's looking for things. All of a sudden, you are trying to impose on the person the need to buy the clothes that you sell. You will be frustrated. There's a movie I watched. I don't know if I should have watched it, but I watched it, right? It's called The Wolf of Wall Street, right? And one of the things that happened there is that the lead character had asked the supporting character to sell something to someone, right? So the person walked into the room. There was a guest sitting beside the guy, and he says that, look, sell this guy what we do, right? And the guy asked him, the first question he asked him, because they were selling stocks, I think he said something like, are you looking to buy stocks? The guy said no. Then he said, I can't sell you anything. You know why? Because if you're not looking for something, I cannot sell you what you are not looking for. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. If somebody is not looking for graphic design, why are you trying to sell him graphic design? If somebody doesn't have a reason why they need marketing, why are you trying to sell the person marketing? The work of a salesperson is to curate your audience so that they become the kind of people that you can tell about the product or the service that you provide. Sales is not convincing, sales is helping. Sales is not convincing, sales is helping. You will always have your reservation about sales as long as you are talking to the wrong audience. You will always have your reservations about sales as long as you are talking to the wrong audience. When you are talking to the right audience, sales will energize you. When you are talking to the right audience, sales will energize you. When you are talking to the wrong audience, sales will drain you. Sales will drain you. So sales is not about trying to sell to people what they don't want. It's the very opposite. It's about helping people with similar problems get the solution that you provide. It's about helping people with similar problems get the solution that you provide. It's about helping people with similar problems get the solution that you provide. So if you have not found the people that have similar problems, that you cannot be selling to them. The reason why you are frustrated about sales is because you are selling to the people that don't have the problem that you provide a solution for. Are we still together? Let me ask you a question. Please answer with all honesty and all sincerity. Please, please. And here's my question. How many of you watching me today truly believe that your solution works and it is helpful for people? Wherever you are, even if I can't see you, raise your hand. If you're not raising your hand, then you should not even be in business in the first place. In other words, how many of you truly believe that your graphic design capabilities is strong enough and can help people who are looking for that kind of help? How many of you truly believe that your medical practice, your pharmacy can really help people? How many of you believe that your food is so good that people will eat it and they will feel like they have eaten the next thing to heaven? How many of you truly believe in the product or the service that you're offering? Because if you don't, then this is the point where you need to change your business. But if you truly believe that you are adding value to people, please once again raise your hand. I truly believe that I'm adding value. I believe that I'm adding value with Market Faith so much that no matter how stressful it is, sometimes doing these videos and doing these things can be very stressful, but I truly believe that we are adding value. In fact, if you feel like we've added value to you, you would help me a whole lot and encourage me to do this more. If you put a comment in the comment section, you comment on the video and let us know how we have been a blessing or how we have been helping you. Yes, it will help me a lot because it will encourage me to do more. But I know that what I tell people is value adding. So here's what I want to say to you. If you truly believe, listen to me, if you truly believe that what you are doing is adding value to people and you are not scamming people and you are not being fraudulent, if you truly believe in what you are selling, then you will be wicked if you are not selling it. Yes, if you truly believe in your product, that your product can deliver people from hunger, your product can deliver people from poverty, and you are not selling it, then you are wicked. If you truly believe that your product is the best thing that has happened to people since sliced bread, and you are not selling it because of your personal preferences, because of your personal prejudices, then you are being wicked to that product. Because sales is not about giving people what they don't want. It's about giving people what exactly they need. Because you know that when they get this thing, their lives will be better. Why do I keep doing Market Faith? Even though sometimes it can be tiring and discouraging. Because I truly believe that even if it is one person out there, we are helping somebody. And let me tell you something. If you believe that what you are doing is helping at least one person, you know that there is someone that in the life hereafter will tell you thank you for the work that you have done. But if you don't believe that what you are doing is helpful, by all means, pack it up and go home. But if you truly believe that it is helpful, then you are being wicked if you are not selling it. You know, that's one of the reasons why I respect churches. Listen, you can't attend all the churches in the world. And not all the churches are relevant for you. Because their messages are different, their style, all those things, they don't all appeal to you. But you know what? Churches truly believe churches truly believe that, listen, this gospel is the way. I've seen pastors who cannot preach, I've seen pastors, they cannot preach to save their lives, but they will be out there publicizing and talking about the things that they're talking about, not because they want to be a nuisance, but they truly believe that whatever it is that they carry is very important. There are people it will help. So my question to you today is this: do you really believe in what you are doing? Do you really believe? And that's why I'm passionate about what I'm saying to you today. And I'm sorry if you feel offended. I'm sorry if you feel like as if, me saying that you are wicked and being, annoying, right? In whatever way. I really apologize for that. But the reality is this: if you really believe that your event business can help somebody's event, and that person will have peace of mind, and you truly believe that what the value that you add is such that your event will help that person and give that person peace, and you are not doing it for that person, you are being wicked. You really are. And let's call a spade a spade. But if you are not sure and you are not convinced, then it's okay. You don't even have to advertise. You don't have to tell us about it. We're not interested. So, if you are disturbing people, right, then you don't have anything great to sell. If you are manipulating people, then you don't have anything useful to sell. Why? In sales, we don't manipulate, we help. Listen, and I'm saying this because sometimes some people don't know the difference, and they go to an extreme. And they go to an extreme where they start to manipulate people on the outside to get them to do certain things. You see people say things like, if you forward this to 7 people and you type amen, that your destiny will be great. Listen to me. All those things are not, you don't need to manipulate people. If something is a blessing to people, people will like it. People will listen. The reason why I talk about it is 2 things. Number 1, I talk about it because I really believe, right, that that what we're doing and the value that we're adding is going to help other people. I talk about it because sometimes people forget. Sometimes people have good intentions, but they forget. Not everybody, some people may feel like, oh, this video, they don't like it. I will not try to convince them to like what they don't like. But for you that likes the video, why can't you go ahead and just give it a thumbs up? That's what sales is about. For the person that maybe I have, they don't like the way I talk, they don't like my message or things like that, that's fine. I may not appeal to everybody, but guess what? For the few people that I believe that I can appeal to, and the people that I believe that this is helping, for those people, for the sake of those people, I gotta do what I gotta do. I feel funky right now. So, let me close. Selling is about 3 things. Number 1, selling is about identifying people who have a problem that you have a solution for. Listen, please. Selling is about identifying people who have the kind of problem that your solution addresses. Number 2, selling is about communicating your solution to them. And number 3, selling is about asking them to actually buy and then collecting the money or exchanging value, right, for whatever it is that you're selling. So selling is about 3 things, and we're going to try to cover those 3 things over the next 3 weeks. The first thing we're going to cover is how do you find and target people who have the kind of problems that you have a solution for. How do you find those people? Number 2, how do you communicate with those people, right? We're going to talk about the week after that. How do you communicate to those people to ensure that what it is that you provide, they can hear it and they can receive that communication? And then number 3 is then saying that, oh yeah, now that I've said this to you, will you now buy? Right? We'll talk about that over the next 3 weeks. I trust that today has been really helpful, right? Again, I apologize if it came across as offensive, but listen, I'm just passionate about this thing. If you are delivering value that is helping someone, remember that if you are not really helping people, then somebody is suffering because of the value that you have refused to offer. And listen, that's what drives me. The fact that somebody somewhere in Africa may be suffering just because I have refused to open my mouth and share with the person what I know about business. Because the same way I suffered when I was doing business and I was looking for answers that I could not find, I feel like there are people out there as well who are going through a lot in their business, who, if they could just talk to someone, things will be better. That's why I do what I do. That's why I do what I do. So I want to really urge you today. if you know that you truly add value, you know that what you do helps people, you know that what you do adds value to people, listen to me. Do whatever you can within your power to get the word out there. Do whatever you can to get people to benefit from the value that you provide. Because in the life hereafter, they will look at you and thank you for being a huge blessing to them. I want to thank you for being a huge blessing to me by watching this video and by sharing with your friends. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today on Market Faith. I really hope that what I've said today has helped you. Please go back and watch this video again. Just rewind it and watch it again. It will really, really help you. And if you know anyone that you think this will help as well, I want to encourage you to please invite them, right? Send them this link to this video. Put the video on your status. Say, guys, you need to watch this video. You really need to watch this video. It's going to be on our channel on YouTube. Go ahead, watch it. Please put a comment in the comments below. Give me some feedback and let me know if it is adding value to you today. I want to say a big thank you to you for joining me. If today is your first time joining us on Market Faith on a Sunday live, thank you so much for joining me today. All right, I want to ask you to please wave your hands at me. All right, wow, thank you for doing that. Thank you for doing that. That's so awesome. We're hitting the like button for you. We're letting you know, right, that we appreciate the fact that you joined us today. So once again, thank you so much for joining me today. God bless you. Next week, I'm going to talk about how to identify, right, the people that have the problem that you have a solution for. All right, God bless you. I'll see you then.